Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica of Miss More Style. I make videos about fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and travel, but on a budget. And today we're gonna do a really fun DIY that I have recently been enjoying doing while at home. And usually when I get crafty and do DIYs, they either fall into the category of things that I can wear or things that look beautiful in my home. Today is the former. We are going to do a little fashion DIY. It's pretty easy to follow and you don't need a whole ton of things to do it. And that DIY is a mask chain. A couple months ago, I started getting Facebook ads for mask chains that you could buy. And I was like, oh my God, they were really cute. They kind of look like sunglasses chains, but for your face mask. And it's really handy because it keeps your face mask at the ready around your neck. So it's always there. You can take it on and off with ease. Plus it helps your face mask not touch like other surfaces and you're not handling it as much. So it's a great little accessory to keep with you while you're running around. Plus it looks extra cute. So when I started seeing that people were selling these, I was like, well, how can I do this myself? And one thing that I've been doing for the last month is I've been using a handbag chain that I detached from a handbag of mine, and I just attached it to my face mask. And voila, you have a face mask chain. And actually, I think this is really cute and super stylish looking, but you know, being me, I want to have different ones. I want to have ones that look different and cute. So I decided to try to figure out how I could make my own face mask chain. So today we're going to get a little crafty. I'm going to walk you through a couple different ideas that you could do to make your own face mask chain at home and all the things that you'll need to do it. So if you're interested in learning how to do this, then sit back and get some tea or some coffee or some wine, and I will show you some really fun ways to make this pandemic appropriate accessory. If we have to wear masks for a while longer, they might as well be cute and we might as well accessorize them, right? Here is what you're going to need. The materials that you're going to need for basically almost all the different ways that I'm going to walk you through today. You're going to need a crimping tool, some wire clippers, some scissors, some beading wire. I got this set on Amazon that comes with a bunch of different colors: silver gold, rose gold, and sort of like a brownish bronzy color. You'll need these little itty bitty crimping beads. You'll need some lobster claws. Now, those are the essentials that you're going to need for basically all the ones that we're going to attempt today, but here's some of the fun ideas of things that you could use for these different ideas today. Beads. I have all kinds of beads. I've got like an assortment of beads that I've had for a while. I've got really very fine beads. Got this awesome set of beads from Amazon. This was about $15 and it came with my wire cutters, and I think it also came with some wire with it as well. It was $15. Such a good value. I mostly bought it because it has all these different colors, but it also has these initial beads, which I'm going to be using. I've got a couple strands of freshwater pearls, and I have some fun fabric trim that I may try to do something with. So let's get into it. First, you will grab your beading wire. I like my mask chains to be about 24 inches give or take in length, but I recommend giving yourself about 10 more extra inches of length when you cut your wire, just so you have a generous amount to work with. Next, grab your lobster claws and feed one onto one end of your beading wire. Feed through about ½ an inch worth of wire, then bend it to meet the longer piece of wire so they are resting side by side. Be careful at all times to keep the wire as straight as possible and try as much as you can to avoid kinks in the wire to keep everything going on smoothly. Then you're going to grab your crimping beads. Take one bead and feed it onto the end of your beading wire and feed it all the way up to your lobster claw, making sure that you get that little ½ inch of wire also fed through the crimping bead. Bring the bead up as close to the lobster claw as you can. With that crimping bead in place, grab your crimping tool and clamp down on that bead with some pressure. Your crimping bead should now be flattened and be holding both wires securely in place. I had these 2 flower beads lying around, so I decided to use these at the very beginning and end to sort of give this mask chain a more finished look. You don't have to do this, but I think it adds something a little extra special. I'm just feeding the first bead onto my wire. For these first couple beads, make sure that you are feeding them over both your main wire and the little leftover wire to keep it incorporated. Next, it's pretty straightforward. You just have to feed all of these lovely freshwater pearl beads onto the wire. Nothing fancy here, just keep adding these beads till your chain reaches about 24 inches in length.
I brought a girl on my Vespa. She said I already told ya, yeah. I never dated a black guy. I said you're brown yourself.
After you've gotten your chain to your length that you want it to be, it's time to do everything we did at the beginning, but just in the reverse. So I'm grabbing that second flower bead and adding that on. Next, grab another crimping bead. Make sure you crimp that crimping bead into place so that there's very little slack between the beads, because you don't really want big gaps showing off that not so cute wire that is underneath everything. Now grab another lobster claw and feed it on. In order to secure this side, I ended up tying a couple simple knots in the wire by feeding the wire through the hole in the lobster claw and each time knotting it down to the wire of the chain. I did this several times to ensure that it was secure. To make sure there are no small wires poking out, I cramp everything down with the crimping tool to make sure all the wires are compact. And here is the completed chain. I absolutely love the irregularities of the freshwater pearls. It looks so chic and elegant, and this is so beautiful. It looks high-end, and it really didn't cost that much to make. Okay, so I have my wire already set up with the lobster claw and the crimping bead ready to go, just like we did in the previous version. And I have this heavy thing sitting on my lobster claw to make the beading process a little quicker. I'm going to do this one in a sort of sunset theme with really bright pink, oranges, and reds, but I want to customize it with my name with these handy little letter beads. I'm going to frame my name with some little flower beads that came in this set. Now that I've got my name on there, framed by 2 flower beads, I'm going to set to work to create my colorful beaded pattern. It was a little bit trial and error as I started doing it one way and then I changed my mind later. The fun thing about this colorful beaded option is it's totally up to you the color combos that you want to do. One fast hack I found for doing this, one with the very shallow beads, was to load up 8 at a time in each color at the end and then slide them all down together rather than just stringing them and sliding them each one by one at a time. I decided to finish this chain off with my name on the other side as well. Of course, as with the last chain, we are doing everything in reverse now, so you add your creeping bead, then add on your lobster claw the same way we did last time. Loop your excess wire back around and feed it through your crimping bead and pull it so that it brings the crimping bead and the lobster claw down to the rest of your beads to have the least amount of excess wire as possible. Once you've got that excess adjusted down to where it needs to be, take your crimping tool and crimp your crimping bead down to hold your wire at that position. Next, just to keep everything extra secure, I wrap the wire a couple times around the excess wire showing on the chain. Trim the excess with your wire cutters and then use the crimping tool to make sure that the tiny bit of wire you just trimmed is as fitted to your chain as possible. And voila, here is this chain. It is very vibrant and colorful, and I love that it has my name customized on it. It's just something really fun and different and original that you don't really see other people wearing, and it would make a great gift idea. You could make these for friends and family as birthday gifts or maybe Christmas gifts coming up. You know, it doesn't hurt to think ahead. My last idea is fairly simple and quick compared to the other two. I happen to have this fabric trim laying around and thought it would make a great mask chain. You could go to your local craft store to get something similar to this or a different kind of trim if you'd like. I've already done one side and I added on some natural wood beads to the end, so I'll show you how I did this on the second end. I cut about 10 inches of beading wire to give myself ample wire to work with. As you can see, this end is a bit frayed, so I'm going to trim it down a bit. Now I'm going to reinforce this end by weaving this wire in and out of this trim. I'm threading the wire halfway through, roughly. The key here is to keep your wire as straight and unbent as possible for this process to be successful. You don't want to agitate the threads in this trim by pulling the wire too hard. Take this wire in and out until you reach the other side of the trim. Next, I'm going to the right side and weaving the wire through the right side of the trim in and out until I reach the top. This step will help to reinforce the fabric if it's a little bit frayed, as mine is right here. Once I get to the top, I do the same type of in and out on the top, working towards the center, but locking down some of these frayed edges in the process. Repeat what you just did on the other side, and then bring both wires together at the top corner of the trim, the corner that is opposite the side with the pom-poms. After that's done, I take a crimping bead and feed it over the two wires, bring it down close to the trim, and use my crimping tool to secure the wires in place. I'm next taking one of those flower beads I used in the first chain and feeding that right on. Next, adding my wooden beads in the pattern that I like. And then after all my beads are on, I finish it off with a crimping bead to hold everything in place. Time for the lobster claw. Feed it onto one of the two wires and bring it all the way down to the crimping bead. Next, I take the wire that is free and I feed it through the hole on the lobster claw and pull it tightly to form a knot. To secure everything, I twist the two wires together a couple times and then twist those twisted wires around the wire of the chain a couple times. Again, taking the crimping tool after you've trimmed off the excess wire and crimp all the exposed wires to clamp them down so that nothing is poking out. Voila! Here it is. This one is super funky, but I really love it, and I think this one is so fun and something unique, very different. You really won't see a lot of people out there with something like this. If you're interested in this fun mask from Lanyard, I will link it below along with all the other masks that I'm wearing in this video in the description box.
I also want to point out that these face mask chains are definitely able to be converted into sunglasses chains if you so chose to do so. Let me just demonstrate. All you need to convert your face mask chains into something that you can use for an eyeglass chain, which is also very trendy at the moment, are these little things. Anyway, they're these little rubber holders that you would feed onto the sides of your glasses or your sunglasses, and they're really easy to just attach to your mask chain. So I'll just use this first pearl one that I made as an example. You would just detach it from the mask, and then you would just then attach the little lobster claw to one side of this little rubber holder. Likewise on the other side. Now you can use these on your sunglasses, so someday when we don't have to wear face masks anymore, you can use these still for your sunglasses, so they're not like a completely useless thing when hopefully someday we come out of this thing. So let me just throw these on here to show you. This is a pair of sunglasses that I just happen to have here in my little office. There we are, and you can wear them. Oh, these are so dirty. You can wear them like this, which I feel like is a very trendy way to wear the sunglasses chain, or of course you can flip them over the back and wear them the normal way. And so you've got yourself a very convertible chain that you can use for both your face mask and your sunglasses, which
I absolutely love. Well, that concludes this little DIY video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you are going to go ahead and try one of these, let me know and comment if you do try it, and let me know how it goes as well. Tag me on Instagram if you happen to take a photo with yours. I would love to see how yours came out. I'm really obsessed, especially with this pearl one, because I think it's so pretty and so chic. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this if you didn't subscribe already, which, come on, hit that subscribe button. I will see you all on my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.